Hi, my name is Gary Walkner. I'm the director of Save the Poudre. Our mission is to protect and restore the Poudre River of northern Colorado. Today I'm going to talk to you about the Thornton pipeline. The city of Thornton, which is a suburb just north of Denver, is trying to get a large amount of water every year out of the Poudre River, about 15,000 acre feet, and send it down to the city of Thornton. 15,000 acre feet is a lot of water. For those of you who live in the area, this is Terry Lake. Terry Lake holds about 8,000 acre feet, so it'd be about twice the amount of water that's currently in Terry Lake. Thornton currently takes the water out of the river right about here. They want to build a massive pipeline across Douglas Road, and then another massive pipeline all the way down to the city of Thornton. It would be a massive construction project. In fact, these are images of a very similar pipeline that was built in northern Colorado a few years ago. It would be a very wide right-of-way. It would tear up the entire Douglas Road area, cause massive damage and concern for a lot of the neighbors. It would go across Highway 1 into the Hearthfire neighborhood, and then across into Weld County, and then turn south all the way to Thornton. It would be an extremely big construction project that would cause extraordinary damage and concern for all the neighbors in the area. Throughout this process, which has been going on for quite a few years, we have encouraged Thornton to do what we call the Poudre River option. So instead of, this is again the Poudre River, here's Fort Collins, this is I-25. So instead of Thornton taking their water out of the ditch and then running this big pipeline across Douglas Road with a massive construction effort, and then all the way down here near Windsor where it would have to cross the Poudre River, we've suggested to them repeatedly, why don't you just run the water down the Poudre River and start building your pipeline right here? This could have an extraordinary rejuvenation and restoration for the Poudre River, adding another 15,000 acre feet, and it would be a win-win for the community. Thornton has refused to do that. In fact, Thornton has repeatedly made false statements about why they won't do it. And over the last year, really, they kept saying it would be too expensive to run the water down the Poudre River. In fact, we were in a public debate just 2 months ago with the spokesperson for the city of Thornton. He said over and over again it would be too expensive. He kept saying we did an alternatives analysis and it proved it would be too expensive. The next morning I got up and I sent the city of Thornton a Colorado Open Records Act request, which required that they respond to it, showing us their alternative analysis. Well, lo and behold, it turns that Thornton has not been telling the truth. This is their map, in fact. And they did create what's called a Poudre River option, and it's the blue line in here rather than the Douglas Road option. This is the presentation that they gave to their city council on June 3rd, 2014. In fact, their presentation, their own analysis, indicated that the Poudre River option would be cheaper than the Douglas Road and the massive construction option. In fact, this is a slide right out of their presentation. Concept 2 is the Poudre River option. It would be $50 million to $150 million cheaper to run the water down the Poudre River than to do the extraordinarily damaging Douglas Road option. In fact, Concept 1, which is the extraordinarily damaging Douglas Road option, would cost $400 million to $500 million. This is their own slide. Concept 2 is the Poudre River option, would cost $350 million to $450 million. So why aren't they choosing the cheaper alternative? Over here they have another indication about, they call it probability of success. If they do the Poudre River option, they would have to get a permit from the United States Army Corps of Engineers. In fact, they say right in the document, next steps in evaluation and implementation is to further verification from USACE, Army Corps of Engineers, that the project is configurable without a 404 permit. The 404 permit is the Clean Water Act. Thornton is trying to cause all this massive damage and not restore the Poudre River to avoid federal law. The Poudre River option would help restore the cache of the Poudre River. It would be an extraordinary amount of new, clean water flowing down the river. It'd be better for the wetlands, for the wildlife habitat, for the cottonwood and willow forest. It would make the river cleaner and less regulated by state and federal water quality standards. It'd be better for swimming and recreation, and it would enhance the new whitewater park that the city of Fort Collins is going to spend millions of dollars building just this fall. The Poudre River option would avoid massive construction project on Douglas Road and all the harm and concern to the neighbors there and in the Hearthfire neighborhood, and it could save up to $150 million. What can you do? Thornton needs what's called a 1041 permit from Larimer County. These three gentlemen are the Larimer County Commissioners. The Commissioners are meeting on July 9th to consider Thornton's application. Thornton's application has violated county law by not considering the Poudre River option. In fact, the Larimer County Land Use Code section 1410 D2 states, the applicant has presented reasonable siting and design alternatives or explained why no reasonable alternatives are available. Thornton's 1041 application has not done that. They did not mention the Poudre River option. They didn't talk about it as a siting and design alternative, and they didn't talk about why this very reasonable and cheaper alternative wasn't considered. What you can do, you can send comments to the Larimer County Commissioners. You can call them on the phone. You can attend the County Commissioners meeting on July 9th. You can also join our team by visiting SaveThePoudre.org. Thanks for watching.